So, Mike, you've been off for a few days. So you can tell us what you got up to?
It was really nice. I mean, a lot of friends came over and stuff, and played a lot of games. And,
it was your birthday, right?
Yeah, it was my birthday. That's right.
Wasn't.
You
have a lot of cake and play some games.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was really nice. Thanks for asking. It was great.
And now you're back. Obviously, you're excited to get stuck in to talk about some loot boxes, right?
Yeah, should have booked the whole week, really. In the news this week, Overwatch is not a part of the loot box controversy, or so the game's own publisher believes. Loot boxes have obviously been the #1 smash hit sound of the summer in the second half of 2017, since the games industry decided to put them in most of their AAA games en masse. The controversy has been pretty strong over the last couple of months, with the release of loot box ridden games like Shadow of War, Forza 7, Destiny 2, all of the sports games, and the upcoming Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's even inspired a debate around whether or not these things, which cost real money and contain randomized rewards, are in fact a form of gambling. And while last year's Overwatch might arguably be one of the AAA games that inspired the loot box trend we're seeing today, apparently Blizzard thinks differently.
Blizzard co-founder and president Mike Morhaime told Game Informer he doesn't think Overwatch is part of the loot box conversation. Morhaime said there is, quote, absolutely nothing wrong with loot crates containing randomized items, and whatever the controversy is, Overwatch is not part of it. It's definitely something we've avoided. I think another element in terms of the gambling question, there's an element of converting back into real world value. I think that's a critical element, and that element does not exist in Overwatch loot crates. Morhaime is referring to the fact that the loot boxes in Overwatch are purely cosmetic, and the items you get from said boxes cannot be sold for real world money like they can in games like Counter-Strike and PUBG.
I think he's kind of right, only in the sense that the game came out last year, and all the conversation has obviously been about newer games that are coming out this year, like Star Wars Battlefront and Destiny 2 and all the ones that we listed there. Why would people be talking about Overwatch? However, Overwatch does have a lot of responsibility to bear when it comes to loot boxes and randomized rewards, and yeah, you can't make money out of them, like you can't go on and sell your skins or whatever. It has been a big kind of stepping stone for the AAA business, seeing a big game like Overwatch having loot boxes in it and going, why don't we just chuck those in our game as well? And it does have a lot of responsibility, but he is right, like people don't really talk about it that much.
He's right, people don't talk about it, but that's what he wants. Is like, we're not part of that controversy because people aren't talking about us. But that doesn't mean that it's not controversial. Yeah. It just means that people aren't talking about
Pointing it out as well is like the worst thing you can do. Yeah. No one's talking about us, we're fine, we're cool.
Because you're fine with our loot boxes, right? It's everyone else's loot boxes that shy. Our loot boxes is fine, we make money off you, and that's fine.
He's going, we've gotten away with it, it's great, it's fine, don't worry. Yeah.
That's literally what he's saying.
Saying that out loud is the obvious thing to do, isn't it, you moron? Also this week, Sonic the Hedgehog was having a pretty good year, with Sonic Mania proving there's still some life left in this series, but Sonic's reputation pretty much went back in the toilet with the release of Sonic Forces this week. A week before the game was due to launch, it was revealed early review copies would not be sent out because the game would essentially be unplayable without the day one patch. But this didn't stop Polygon and Famitsu, who somehow managed to get their hands on a game before release, and oh dear, the game's not good apparently. Review aggregate site Metacritic reveals that only 11 critics have actually got Sonic Forces so far because of the late review copies, with most giving it a mixed to negative review.
But according to user reviews, at least, the game is fantastic. There's simply no problem with the game. At the time of recording, there's over 200 positive user reviews which have been posted to Metacritic, but some of them appear to have been posted by bots. For example, one 10 out of 10 review read, pretty good Sonic game. Can we get the alarm in there? Pretty good Sonic game, I give credit for the new idea. You will have some fun, but it's only alright, still a solid game. I do give credit to this game. Sonic Forces joins Assassin's Creed Origins as another recent game to be spammed with seemingly fake positive reviews on Metacritic. Although that game was apparently actually quite good.
So yeah, this is another game. It's got kind of seems like fake positive reviews on Metacritic. Is this the thing we're going to see more often? Who cares?
I think for me the headline for this is another Sonic game. Who the fuck is buying all these Sonic games? Why are we talking so much about Sonic, Mike? There's too much Sonic, isn't there?
Sonic fans are mental, you know. I mean, they're gonna love that, aren't they? Who's buying Sonic games? And me calling them mental.
Don't worry, they don't watch our show, and if they do, we're sorry. Are we just pissed off loads of Overwatch fans already? I mean, we're going all in now, aren't we? Doubling down.
Sick all them boxes. Elsewhere in the news, it was only last month we saw the closure of Visceral Games at the hands of EA, and now another big game studio has taken a hit. Telltale Games, the developers behind the likes of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, have announced they've cut around 25% of their workforce. Telltale CEO Pete Hawley described the move as a company restructuring, and around 90 staff members lost their jobs, effective immediately. Hawley also said that going forward the studio will, quote, have a focus on delivering fewer, better games with a smaller team. Interestingly, Hawley also mentioned the company will be, quote, using more proven technologies that will fast-track innovation, which could potentially mean the use of a new engine like Unity or Unreal Engine 4. All currently announced projects will not be affected by this, such as the final season of The Walking Dead, the second season of Batman Enemy Within, and the second season of The Wolf Among Us. Now that right there is their problem. They're making too many games. One studio is making 3 games at the same time. What are you doing?
It's just fatigue at this point, isn't it? You've played one Telltale game, you've kind of played them all. There's always that situation. Do you save him, or do you leave him behind, or do you save this character? Do you save that character? That is just the whole premise of the games.
And in Telltale, it's like, I'll save that character, and then it goes, no, you tried to save that character, but that character died anyway. This character's still safe, doesn't matter what you choose. That's the ultimate problem with Telltale Games, but that's another thing.
The good news is that the people who were laid off were offered jobs by Larian Studios, who are the creators of Divinity Original Sin 2. So they're taking on new employees based on their success, and Telltale flogging the same horse for far too long. It's eventually dying, and they're restructuring to try and cope with it. They've made a good decision here. There's no doubt that people are obviously tired of the same old with them. They've got to make cutbacks. You know, instead of trying to flog the same game over and over again, they should restructure and re-strategize. So, you know, hopefully this is a good result for everybody concerned. In other news, Niantic, best known as the developer for the insanely popular Pokemon Go, has joined up with Warner Brothers and WB Games San Francisco to officially start work on a new Harry Potter themed game called Harry Potter Wizards Unite. The game is being developed under the pseudonym Portkey Games and will be using the same geolocation technology Niantic used in Pokemon Go and their previous game Ingress. Just like Pokemon Go, Wizards Unite will be an augmented reality experience that will have players exploring real-world locations, learning to cast spells, discovering artifacts, and encountering legendary beasts and iconic characters. Pokemon Go at its peak had around 30 million active users, and so there's no telling how popular a Harry Potter themed game might do.
Speaking on the Niantic official website, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment President David Haddad said, quote, it is wonderful to have Niantic's remarkable augmented reality expertise as we develop this incredibly rich wizarding world for players to explore in their everyday lives. With this game, we are allowing the passionate worldwide fan base to experience J.K. Rowling's deeply powerful and imaginative universe in a new, truly immersive way. However, Portkey Games' full announcement also suggested they would be working on, quote, a series of mobile and console game experiences. So it seems like some Harry Potter games will also be heading to console, but there's no further details about any of the other games, with more information to be revealed very soon.
Every time you read a quote like that from somebody who uses all these like descriptive words, like, it's just PR speak. Incredibly rich wizarding world, a passionate worldwide fan base, deeply powerful and imaginative in a truly immersive. What I mean. I'm choking on. That was a real choke. I was choking on all the bullshit here. Stop feeding us bullshit. Nobody's buying it. The bullshit, not the game. The game will probably do really well because it's Harry Potter. And finally, in this week's news, in a promotional piece on the late night American talk show Conan, Microsoft tried to advertise the power of the Xbox One with some hilarious results. The 2-minute skit involved host Conan O'Brien, MMA fighter Ronda Rousey, and a random unnamed man. Rousey and the unnamed man both have Xbox controllers, and they're told they're about to witness the true power of the Xbox One X. But here comes the hilarious twist. Rousey and the unnamed man both stare in amazement at something off screen, and then BAM! The dude gets punched in the dick. Once the guy's on the floor rolling in pain, Rousey and O'Brien literally start to kick the shit out of him.
So this was really funny. Good job, America.
What the f are they thinking?
Great comedy.
Show us the f***ing console. Show us what's going on. Show us the 4K. Why kick the shit out of somebody on... How the f is that supposed to sell the... It boggles. It's just like is it an American thing? Is it a cultural difference? Like solid aggression sells things, Mike. Yeah. Solid aggression. Let's show people that women punch people in boys in the nads, and that's a good thing to do. And let's show people, let's gang up at someone while on the phone and kick the shit out of it, because that's a good thing to do as well.
I don't think the audience found it funny. I thought it was a polite reaction. Is what I thought. I honestly thought it was like, yes. Very good. Very funny. Very funny, Conan and Rousey. Good job. It was quite a kind of tepid reaction, really, when you really watch it. The audience weren't like howling in laughter. I don't think this is a cultural thing. I just think it was shite marketing.
YouTube agrees. 2,000 dislikes, 1,000.
Yeah,
likes.
that's right. Yeah.
Try harder. Show the games. Show the console. Don't kick the out of people.
I hope Ronda Rousey got paid a lot for that. Because like, if she was told that and went, "That's a great idea. I can't wait to get involved in this hilarious little joke that you're going to do." I hope that they just gave her tons of money and she was like, "Fine, I'll do it." Whatever. You know what I mean? I hope it's more of a sellout thing for her rather than her actually thinking it was a funny thing to do.
No, she totally sold out. Anyway, let's end the video.
Punches in the dick, a pretty serious one. Alright, that's what caught our eye in the news this week. What did you see? Let us know what it was down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every day. You can check out that video right there, right now if you want, and the link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.